Dr. Doom watches impassively on his monitors as an entire planet gets devoured by a terrifying cosmic horror. Space locusts or some such nonsense. Their collective hunger will destroy the universe atom by atom if left unchecked. And while Doom despises such pests, he hates even more the fact that he is going to have to deal with them. But sometimes there are problems so big that even the most brilliant minds must stoop to truly desperate measures, even if it costs them everything. Now, somewhere far away from the encroaching darkness, Dr. Doom is watching the approaching doom intently on a monitor in his lab. Somehow he would wield the power of the ultimate nullifier without becoming its next victim. Doom poured every ounce of his genius and power into his creation. There was no huge cannon or complex machine, just a small handheld device that hummed with terrible power. Its presence was like a black hole in space-time, warping and distorting everything around it. Doom stood alone on the battlements of his castle, watching as his nation and everything it had ever meant to him was consumed by the encroaching darkness. For a moment, time seemed to stand still as the nullifier's power enveloped the creature. He had done it. He had saved his nation and perhaps the universe itself. But as he looked out over the devastated landscape, he couldn't shake the feeling that he had just unleashed something truly terrible into the world. He's the ruler of the fictional nation of Latveria, and he's got a pretty big ego, like really big. Some might even call it godlike. He's selfish, he's power-hungry, and he's not above sacrificing entire populations to achieve his goals. So when faced with the choice of saving the universe or saving Latveria, Doom doesn't hesitate. He chooses Latveria. Doom wants to be remembered as a great ruler, a visionary, a god among men, and he does it in style. He assembles a team of the brightest minds in Latveria, pulls out all the stops, and creates a device that is truly awesome. And he's willing to do whatever it takes to make that happen, even if it means destroying the universe. And when it's finally complete, it turns on Doom, literally. The nullifier absorbs Doom's consciousness, turning him into a human battery to power its awesome destructive powers. But Doom is also incredibly intelligent and resourceful. He's a genius scientist, a skilled sorcerer, and a master tactician. But let's be real. If you were in Doom's position, you'd probably do the same thing. So now he's trapped inside the nullifier, doomed to watch as it consumes everything he's ever loved. He likes to be in charge, to be the one calling the shots. But the ultimate nullifier is a bit beyond his control. It's a living, breathing entity that feeds on the negative emotions of those around it. And Doom is a very negative guy. Is Doom still a hero, or is he the biggest villain of all? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for our next epic. Doom is a tragic hero, a man who did something he believed was right, but ended up causing the destruction of the universe. In the world of Marvel Comics, there's the classic tale of when Reed Richards used the power cosmic to reshape Galactus into a herald of the new universe. But that's a story for another time. Your family, your friends, your entire nation are in danger, and you have the power to protect them. Why wouldn't you? So when the universe starts to unravel and reality itself begins to crumble, Doom is one of the few people who might actually be able to stop it. Nothing is safe from the ravenous hunger of the ultimate nullifier. Then, just as suddenly, it was gone. Erased from existence, along with every trace of its former self. Not a single atom remained. Behind him, he could hear the terrified screams of his people as they fled for their lives. But Doom knew that appearances were deceiving. This weapon was the embodiment of death itself, capable of wiping out all life in the universe with a single touch. You may have heard tales of worlds destroyed by gods, but have you ever heard of a god who destroys worlds accidentally? What if in a desperate bid to protect his people, Dr. Doom accidentally ends all life in the universe? Let's explore this horrifying scenario together. He was focused on the task at hand. The weapon in his hand thrummed with power, a dark mirror to the monstrous entity before him. In a single moment of decision, Doom raised the nullifier and fired. There was no explosion, no blast of energy, just a sudden wave of pure, silent nothingness that expanded outward from the tip of the device like ripples in a pond. No expense was too great, no sacrifice too terrible. He stole a focusing crystal from the hoard of a fearsome dragon, braved the ruins of an ancient city guarded by spectral horrors, and delved into the darkest recesses of his own soul. drawing upon memories of pain and despair to fuel his work. "I never thought I would be doing this," he says, with a hint of dread in his voice. As the device began to take shape, its presence grew more oppressive, more terrible. Doom could feel the darkness within it growing stronger, reaching out to him like a grasping hand. But he pushed on, driven by his grim purpose. His tools were ancient and arcane, powered by sources of magic and energy long since forgotten. With each passing moment, Doom's resolve wavered. Was he truly willing to unleash such a horror into the world? But there was no turning back now. The weapon was almost complete, and the fate of Latvaria, perhaps the fate of the entire universe, hung in the balance. His laboratory became a crucible of creation and destruction, a microcosm of the encroaching darkness outside. But even as he worked feverishly, Doom was filled with a sense of foreboding. He knew that the weapon he was about to create was not merely a tool of immense power, it was a force of total annihilation. It was a being unto itself, a dark reflection of his own soul. But here goes nothing. Dr. Doom pulls out an ancient blueprint scroll and begins unfurling it. These are forbidden plans for a weapon of unimaginable power, one which even Dr. Doom himself had declared too dangerous to ever construct. He had locked these plans away, defeated and disillusioned, after realizing the tremendous cost it would take to forge it. A cost which included the obliteration of the universe. It was only when the fate of his nation, and perhaps the universe itself, hung in the balance, that he realized he had no choice but to become the architect of his own potential doom. With grim determination, Dr. Doom began his work, drawing upon centuries of knowledge and experience. And as he brought it closer to completion, he could feel its presence growing stronger, whispering to him promises of ultimate power and the seductive lure of oblivion. Doom continued his work, driven by a desperate hope that somehow, against all odds, he might just succeed. He forged the chassis of the Nullifier from the melted-down remains of powerful magical artifacts, each one imbued with the essence of some long-dead sorcerer king. In the end, the ultimate Nullifier was not the world-ending super weapon Doom had expected. In fact, it looked deceptively simple. It was perfect. Outside, the last of the planet-eating cosmic horrors approached Latvaria, but Doom wasn't looking back. And then the monster screamed, a sound that shattered the very foundations of reality. As the dust settled, Doom lowered the Nullifier, his face pale and drawn. You see, when you play God, the line between savior and destroyer can be a very fine one indeed. On the surface, Dr. Doom seems like an unlikely hero. But Doom isn't exactly known for his compassion. It's a bit of a dick, actually, a very big dick. Now you might be thinking, well, that's kind of a dick move. Doom. But Doom isn't just protecting his nation, he's protecting his legacy. So Doom sets about building the ultimate Nullifier, a device capable of destroying all of reality. But here's where things start to go awry. You see, Doom is a control freak. As Doom works on the Nullifier, it grows more and more powerful, feeding off his anger, his frustration, his total lack of compassion. And then it goes on a rampage, consuming the universe and everything in it. Stars, planets, galaxies, black holes, even other nullifiers. But Doom didn't mean for this to happen. He just wanted to protect his people. This is the dark side of heroism. The idea that sometimes doing the right thing can lead to terrible consequences. We've seen this kind of story before, of course. For now, we leave you with this. What if Dr. Doom accidentally destroyed the universe while trying to save his nation?